Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is U.S. Immigration Attorney Hardam Tripathi from Trip Law. Today, we want to basically cover a very important but tedious task that needs to be done by you, the immigrant, basically applying for your citizenship, basically getting that N-400 process taken care of. And a lot of people go online, they look up these civics questions, and it's a very helpful source. But today, we want to actually create a series for you that first starts off with a foreword of kind of explaining what is the civics, history, and government questionnaire that they're going to ask you during your naturalization exam, right? Your interview. So basically, it's a very important process. And surprisingly, a lot of U.S. citizens that are born here don't even know a lot of these answers to these questions. They don't have a solid understanding of civics. And you as the immigrant or that legal permanent resident actually do have a lot of knowledge because you're studying for this exam. So kudos to you. Good job for actually knowing the answers to these civics questions and actually understanding how this country was built, the importance of having citizenship, what rights you are afforded as a citizen being naturalized, and anyone who's your child who's under the age of 21 and unmarried also gets citizenship through what's called a certificate of citizenship by default if you apply for them once you become a citizen. So there's a lot of benefits to becoming a citizen as a legal permanent resident. You may be wondering, should I get my citizenship? Well, absolutely you should. You get more rights. You have more flexibility to travel across the United States. Currently, as a legal permanent resident watching this video, if you're interested in getting your citizenship, you can only travel outside the United States up to 6 months. And if you go over 6 months to a year, the legal burden is on you to prove why you overstayed and what was the rationale or reason behind it. And then we as your attorneys at Trip Law will help you with that to prove that legal burden at your naturalization interview. But once you're a citizen, you have the right to travel wherever you want to go. You can be an expat. There's a lot of very unique things you can do as a citizen. You have the right to serve on a jury, the right to vote. There's so many other options. You can run for public office. I mean, there's just so many great things you can do as a citizen. You can also help your children or people who are basically wanting to be citizens as a result of your citizenship. So there's a lot of benefits to it, actually. What this series is going to actually teach you is going to be going through the questions, having a deeper understanding of the civics questions so that you can excel on this one component of it. A lot of lawyers will do this online, or a lot of people who are notarios will do it. But what we want to do today is really, from a lawyer to you as the individual, we're all in this together. I'm a naturalized citizen myself. So it's very important that I pass this information on to you, these nuggets through these series that we're going to provide you so that you feel more comfortable when you walk into that citizenship interview. So basically, I wanted to kind of preface it with saying that you basically have to answer 6 questions right out of 10 questions that they can ask you as of today's date of recording, which is June 19, 2024. Different administrations have different rules. Like under the Trump administration, there was more questions. Under the Biden administration currently, it's back to the normal kind of what's been going on with immigration with respect to the civics exam. So you basically have to just get 6 questions right out of 10. If you happen to just get a question wrong, it's okay. Take a deep breath at that interview. We as your attorneys will be there with you when you contact Trip Law at 863-370-2427, and we'll be there with you at the interview. So we'll be able to protect your rights in front of that officer at USCIS, and we'll make sure you do a good job. But basically, this whole series is trying to prep you for this. Basically, make sure you get that 6 out of 10 questions right. Once you get the 6 questions right, let's say you do it in a row, they're not going to ask you the other 4 questions. So you're already met that 60% rate, which is probably more than what most U.S. citizens who are born here can probably answer. So kudos to you again. We just wanted to kind of let you know that these are things that are very important in the process. This is the only part where the attorney can't really help you in the interview with respect to actually answering the question for you. But if you happen to be one client of ours, then we will prep you for the interview. We'll make sure we do mock interviews. We'll make sure that you fully understand what resources you need to pass the civics part of this test. Furthermore, if you're someone who can't speak English due to some issues or barriers with your cognitive deficiencies, we're also really good at helping you basically obtain what's called a Chapter 3 exemption, where you ultimately get a doctor who writes a letter for you and does a diagnosis of your case, and you're able to then have a translator available to you because you are going through a cognitive deficiency, maybe because of your age, you're getting a little older or seasoned, I would say, and or maybe dementia and things like that happen. And then also you might just have a traumatic brain injury, or you may have some issues where you had an accident where you hit your head, and now you're unable to remember things or answer questions properly. You may be hard of hearing, you may have vision issues. These are all things that play a role in the medical exemptions as well in the citizenship test. But that'll be another video for another day. But we just want to give you a little preface, a nugget of what to expect, why the civics portion is so important, and what we as a law firm can do for you to help you with that endeavor. So thank you so much for listening to this preface. We will have further videos where we'll actually go into the actual naturalization test with respect to those civics questions. We'll break them down for you, and we'll show you what we can do to basically help you study for those questions, easy ways to remember answers to those questions, and what the USCIS officers will ask and what they'll do. What are the most common questions asked? All that will be covered in this series. And we hope that helps you understand how to best pass that portion of the exam and that interview so you can live that American dream through your naturalization and through your citizenship. So thank you so much. We really appreciate your time, and we look forward to assisting you with respect to your case. Have a great day.